channel, KachinaWhispers, and thank you for joining me on my first foray into ASMR. I am an ASMR enthusiast myself, and I am very deeply involved in many of the geekier hobbies that can be found around the internet, from tabletop RPGs like D&D to trading card games like Magic the Gathering, as well as various other interests such as video games, animation, and the performing arts. I am also an aspiring writer, and one of my primary passions in life is literature. Not only do I enjoy reading as a whole from across genres, time periods, and writing styles, but I have a particularly deep love for writing. I am consistently wowed and amazed at the profound impact that a well-written book, poem, or play can have, whether it is as simple as providing a small distraction from the world around us, or providing us with a new insight that changes our lives forever. I was still in middle school when I discovered the power of the written word from two very particular books. The first was an old copy of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which I had found within my grandparents' house. At the time, I found the language too archaic for my developing mind to fully grasp the enormity and weight of the novel's text. But even at that age, I could feel the weight of Shelley's emotions pouring from her beautiful prose, and was moved merely by the verbiage alone. It was only on later rereads of her novel, with better diction and a stronger grasp of literary analysis, that I came to also appreciate the impact of the story as a whole as well. As an adult, Shelley's novel continues to inspire me with its writing and deeply personal themes. I now attribute my love of the horror genre to Shelley and Frankenstein, and I am so grateful to have come to this genre at a formative stage in my life. Thanks to Frankenstein, I not only came to love horror as a genre, but I also gained a deeper understanding of how genres are more than mere set dressing for the stories we love, but are important vehicles that let us explore the different aspects of the human psyche from unique perspectives. The second book was Stephen King's Under the Dome, which was perhaps a touch too adult for me at the time, but the messaging and tone of the book nonetheless awakened a primal sense of fear within me. Reading through the dense novel, which spans over 1,000 pages in most copies, I came to comprehend for the first time in my life the horror that lies dormant within most humans when pushed to extremes. In middle school, my sense of morality and ethics was not only as simple as black or white, but it was also starkly rigid. I had been aware of serial killers who stalked the streets at night, and was always careful to lock my doors to ward away intruders, and my history classes had done a good job of teaching me about the large-scale horrors that man was capable of when conducting atrocities such as war. But such horrors always felt as though they could be quite simply slain. They only needed us to fight against them. To stop a serial killer, we simply needed a smart detective to rise to the task. To stop an evil empire, the world need only depend upon the fighting spirit of our bravest soldiers. But with Under the Dome, I was presented for the first time with a moral quandary whose answer resulted in a bleak outlook of the world. It awakened my political consciousness. I became aware of the very nature of the politics around me. This newfound and fairly adult perspective began to quickly shape my view of the world and change me as a person. I not only began to appreciate the impact that politics had upon my world in real time, but it also changed other aspects of my life. For so long, video games had been a fun, if somewhat addicting, distraction from the mundane nature of childhood life. A fun way to waste the weekend away and completely avoid doing my homework. But then I came to appreciate the storytelling within video games, the effort and artistry that was put into crafting the worlds, and the deeper messaging that built into every game I played. In that way, I would deem it accurate to say that literature changed my life. Thanks to these two exceptional novels, I came to understand the power of storytelling, and it drove me to pursue writing as a craft, whether I wanted to write professionally or simply to fulfill my own personal creative needs. This desire to create and explore worlds of my own design has thankfully led me to many of the hobbies that I now hold sacred and that are so central to my life. One of those hobbies being tabletop role-playing games, specifically Dungeons and Dragons. I only discovered the hobby late into high school and did not have friends or the leisure time to play initially, but I had stumbled upon what I felt was the perfect hobby. Not only did it encourage participants to build worlds and tell fantastical stories within them, but the rules and rolling of dice added a sense of risk and adventure far more addicting than any video game I had played till that point. TTRPGs felt like a marriage between the two things that I had desperately loved for so long, writing and video games. While I may not have had the chance to play when I was in high school, I decided to join the D&D space with a vengeance when I got into college. Coinciding with the rules changed to 5th edition D&D, I set out to play D&D with as many people as possible. attempting to evangelize as many I could to my growing cult of dice. And over time, with many years passing, I came to find multiple groups of people who shared my passion, and I am lucky to say that I am the game master for more than a few tables across a few different RPGs. But I am not sharing this information merely to ramble on. There is a point, my dear listener, to this tale. I, of course, cannot be certain of the future of this channel, but I find myself hoping to merge my passions as an adult as they once merged in my teenage youth. Only this time, I hope to merge my passion for writing and TTRPGs with my newfound enthusiasm for ASMR. I'd like this video to serve not only as an introduction to myself, your most humble host, but also to prime you for what to expect from me. My goal is simple. I hope to merge the fiction of my worlds with the medium of ASMR whispers to provide you with a pleasing and relaxing auditory experience. I hope to share with you my writing skills by crafting narratives set within the various worlds of D&D, especially within the fantastic setting of Eberron, where you can enjoy immersive stories set to the sounds of relaxing ASMR whispers. And for those of you who may not essentially care for such a topic, I hope to also share with you excerpts of classic literature where I can, assuming the powers that be do not attempt to scrub such content from my channel. If you enjoy what you hear on my channel, please consider subscribing to receive notifications about uploads, and feel free to comment what you'd like to hear from me in upcoming videos. Thank you so much for listening to the end of this introductory video. Akuterimi, dear listener, keep